Grab your popcorn, because there's way more courtroom drama from the Subnautica devs in Krafton. We say yes to the Minecraft Live Spring 2026 edition, but we say no to NVIDIA's DLSS5 demo. Get it, Queen?
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 534, and joining me around this digital table includes Catherine. What's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Joelle, what's going on?
Yo, what's up? What's up? We had like a blip of summer on Saturday. It was 75 Fahrenheit, and I was sweating, and I don't like hot weather.
It's spring now, you know. I love it. I'm like, give me the heat. I'm ready.
We got like 10 centimeters of snow.
I know.
Are you guys are getting this spring?
It was. It's just melty right now here in Toronto. I think we had 3 seasons today because we had snow and sunshine and hail. So yeah,
Spring in Canada. Got it.
That was a thing. All right, let's get through some housekeeping before we get into the main part of the show. I'd like to remind you that if you enjoy this here podcast, you can subscribe to it, have it automatically downloaded on your podcast consumption app of choice. That could be Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee, you can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Ladies, I spent all day Friday. No, wait, back up. I stayed up till midnight on Thursday night and listened to the new BTS album when it dropped. I don't do that anymore, but I did on Thursday. So I listened.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it's good. It's I had to sit with it a bit because I always find it takes me a little bit of time. Like I want to get to know the songs and get to know the hooks and all that kind of stuff. Like right off the bat, I won't. It's been a rare moment when I've been like, yeah, straight up, that's a hit. There are. I think I was in a music meeting once and Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe came on and I was like, that's a hit. But yeah, listened to it and then went to sleep and got up the next day and listened to it all day. And then Saturday morning, as I was getting ready to travel to Peterborough for our makeshift Christmas dinner that we didn't have during Christmas because we all got sick. I watched the Netflix thing that aired at like 5 a.m. our time. Yeah, I am full army right now. I am living towards August 22nd when I get to see them live. Finally.
Nice.
Wow. So, yeah.
So cool.
I'm really excited.
That's going to be a time. That's going to be bring ear.
Oh, I have earplugs. Mike and I have loops. We wore them at the Ghost Show for the first time. Best audio experience ever. Not sponsored, but Loops, if you wanted to sponsor, we're here. We're ready. Yeah, our friend John gave me a pair for Christmas one year, and then I bought a pair for Mike for Christmas. They were like branded like McLaren, like F1 racing McLaren. And our goal in 2026 was to go see more shows because we used to see and go to so much music, but then COVID hit, and then we just never got like this back in the swing of things. And then we said this year, we're like, no, we're going and doing things. We're going to shows more. So we had booked like a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I was like, okay, if we're doing this, then we're old now. We got to preserve what hearing we have left after being to way too many metal shows, not wearing headphones or earplugs. So, yeah, it's going to be a time. I can only imagine how freaking loud it's going to be.
It's going to be intense.
I cannot wait. Kat, where were you at this week?
Well, talking about music, my spouse got on the Engine de Poitrine train.
Ooh!
Those two
math
like
rock.
polka dotty dudes from Lac Saint-Jean up north.
Love
Quebec.
it. I thought they're from Saguenay. Are they from Lac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
is that
I
around
don't
the
know.
same area?
It's just the name of the region.
Okay.
It's called Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. Like if you're up at the bottom, you're by the river. That's the Saguenay River, and if you're by the lake, that's Lac-Saint-Jean. My dad grew up by the lake.
Okay. Cool.
Almost northern part of the lake. So I don't know. I forget which area they're from, but they're from the area. But yeah, him and Simon are heavy into it and into math rock and stuff like that. And I've been enjoying just the memes also. I've been seeing pop up because they went viral. They went on the biggest like Quebec French talk show called Tout le monde en parle, which means everybody's talking about it, which is a show that's popular in France that they brought the concept here in Canada and Quebec. And they went to that show just because the host was like heavily into them because he's into weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a very boomer show. So a lot of our parents were just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, yo, remember Daft Punk? This is what if Daft Punk was even more nerdy. Holy shit. I gotta say, I'm not into it. I think like the half tones, they don't tickle my brain. They scratch it.
Yeah, Mike, it's making its rounds now for sure. My mom on Saturday or Sunday texted me it, and she was like, just sent me that on Apple Music, and I was just like, oh man, do I ever know them? Because she heard them on CBC radio. Yeah. And then Mike was showing his dad now some history. Mike and his dad used to have a guitar company. Mm-hmm. So Mike's like, they look close at the guitar. Not only have they taken a guitar and a bass and slapped them together, they put additional frets. So that's why you're getting all those half tones and they sound a little weird. Like even Jeff was listening to it and he's like, this is odd.
And it's a handmade prototype, like one of a kind. They went to a guitar maker like up there in northern Quebec, a luthier in French.
And I think it's a luthier in English.
English, yeah. He made an interview on the Radio Canada website. Pretty sure they translated for CBC. But he spoke about how the guitarist came to him with the prototype and he built the final thing. And he was like, oh yeah, I took the body of a Stratocaster and the bass is a body of this. And he basically took two existing guitars and he built it. And it's just like, this dude is playing this handmade guitar with extra frets while controlling a loop machine with his feet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
While wearing his giant costume.
It looks like straight out of Cirque du Soleil.
Yes, clearly.
It really does. Like you can, it's so French.
Yeah.
Quebecois French. It's very particular. But yeah, the music is odd. But like I can see why everybody's kind of hooked on it. It gives me like the beginning of Sleep Token vibes when everybody was like super into that. I don't know, because it's not traditional song structure. I don't know how, like, it's not going to get any mainstream play. More just for quirkiness, right? But yeah, there's definitely going to be fans.
I think they're going to find their core audience, their niche, and they're going to ride with it. I think for me, it's important because like the discussion is like in this era of like AI slop, like AI generated music and, you know, not people using AI to help make their music, but just like people using AI to make the music and put it out for money's sake. Like finely crafted experience and images and stories, stuff like Angèle de Poitrine is just going to be more popular because people are going to crave that originality, that stuff that AI can't fucking do. Maybe AI will be able to do once they assimilate stuff like Angèle de Poitrine and other math rock bands. I don't know. But it's just, you see that and you're like, yo, AI can't do this. So for me, it has like way more value.
They would have thought that would be wrong, right? Because it is, in a lot of cases, is weird and wrong. It's very jazz.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very, you got to learn the rules to break them.
Yeah.
And that's why there are also like a lot of these weird artists that do like this very niche, like stuff like math rock is often like your musician's favorite musician type of deal. But yeah, that was my little like intro to it. But other than that, my week's been a lot of work. Work has been insane. I wish it would calm the fuck down. It is good busy. I'm not going to complain in this era of layoffs that my game is doing well and that we're busy. But you know, try to take the weekend, relax a bit. We went to have ramen for lunch. I was like, you know, we can have restaurant for lunch instead of just dinner. And then we walked up Saint Laurent, went to Anatole. If you don't know Anatole in Montreal, if you're like, why can't I find this very specific spice? Go to Anatole. They have everything. It's just like for the past few weeks, my grocery store has been out of garam masala, and I'm just like, how am I going to make the curry?
That's right. Can't do it. Can't do it.
So we went in there, and then I just went haywire. I blacked out, came out with like $10 worth of spice. They had the Korean powder, the Korean pepper powder. I can't seem to find even in my Asian grocery stores. Garam masala, curry leaves, like they do in some traditional curries, stuff like that.
Cool.
So yeah.
So we're going to your place to eat Indian. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to, or Korean.
Or Korean? We're going to your house.
Specialty
Amazing.
Chinese, specialty Thais. I stocked up, and then we went to Café Italia to have one of the best coffees in Montreal, and we walked back home, and we stopped by the bakery, and I bought onion-flavored buns because the next day I was doing barbecue pulled porks, and we need buns.
Oh.
And sometimes it's like, sometimes I make them, sometimes we go to the bakery and we get their special buns. So it was a very relaxing weekend of just having a faff about and walking in the snow, like I said, because clearly this is not Stardew Valley. Spring doesn't just flip on a date.
Yeah. Joelle, what were you up to?
So there's been quite a bit going on. We had friends over for dinner on Friday night, which was really fun. Like, we always have a good time, and we kind of spoil them, and we do a big home cooked meal. So like we did, Ryan makes a really good chicken parm, and we make our own sauce, and we use the really fancy panko, and he shreds the cheese, and it's like through a fine a fine microplane. He microplanes the cheese, and it like turns out like a cloud. So like when it melts very, I don't know, it's really good. And then I made a quick one day focaccia. And that turned out really good with rosemary.
Was it with your sourdough starter that's like 1,000 years old?
I know. This old man Hank is still dormant.
Old man Hank.
Yeah, I named him.
Oh, great. So you say he's dormant, meaning he's not ready to be used right now? You got to give him a little kick in the pants or something?
Yeah, so I have to, so like he's been dormant in the fridge since the move, so I haven't quite like gotten him like up and going. So yeah, I have to just, it's a pretty easy process. Because I have like a bread box where I can control the temperature. That has made just a huge difference in being able to have consistent, baking. And then especially it's just so easy with like the one day focaccia, like I know it's going to turn out really well because I set the temperature and like kind of forget about it. So I know that the temperature stays consistent, and so that's going to give the yeast the best chance to like rise and fall and have its like great 80-degree perfect humidity type of room. So with Hank, I have to just like feed him and like kind of bring him back to life so like he can go up and down. And usually because of his age, he actually recovers faster than like a younger starter, because
he's sometimes a vampire.
He is. Like sometimes when they go dormant and they're young, they don't have enough of like the strength to come back. And so when I feed him, and I can feed him for probably like 4 days, and like he'll be up and running and I can like start again. And I think we're at a point with the dog now, like we're almost 2 months in. We kind of have our morning routine down where I'm thinking about kind of getting him going because and like kind of starting to bake and stuff. So I think that'll be really fun to do that. But the one day focaccia was with just bread flour, olive oil, yeast, and some salt, and like had a pinch of sugar in it. So.
Okay.
The yeast.
Yeah. So just active dry. It was, it tasted fine. Like, I mean, it's warm, like homemade same day bread.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, that was like made in the cast iron in the oven.
I love that.
Yeah, like it was crunchy and yummy and delicious, and then we made a Caesar salad for them, and we had wine, and so yeah, it was a really fun night. But like I was just so pooped after. And then the next day, that was the gorgeous day, and Ryan was on his motorcycle most of the day, but then we went and saw Project Hail Mary in IMAX.
What'd you think? Because it's getting good reviews.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was super good. I was a big fan of the book. I'm a big fan of Andy Weir. So I loved the book, and I listened to the book, which I think is a really good experience for this story. So I think it's a really good way to interact and experience this narrative. And I liked the movie. I thought, like, overall, like, I thought the movie was really fun. I thought it brought out how, like, funny and humorous the book is and the writing. I think, I can see why they chose Ryan Gosling to play this role. I didn't imagine this character, like, being so Hollywood handsome, but I think that he has such a big draw. So I could see more people going to see the movie because, like, he's in it. So I think that's good. Like, it's good PR for the movie and the book. And I thought it was really good. I just think Andy Weir is like a really good writer because he balances like crazy like physics and math and relativity in like an entertaining story. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how he does it, but he does such a good job. So
considering
I really liked it.
Listened to, read, and watched, if someone wanted to get into it now, what would you suggest they do? Read, listen, watch.
I think, like, I don't know if I would necessarily read, just because I've seen other people on the internet talk about their experience, and they first read and then they listened, and they kind of wish they just would have listened.
Okay.
Because this isn't the preview, but essentially, like, in the story, like, Ryan Gosling encounters an alien. Okay. And that's in the trailer. So like you see that in the trailer. Like, he's going to encounter an alien.
Yeah. And
the way that you can interact with the alien character by hearing it in the audiobook is so cool. Like, it's so good.
All right.
But when you're reading it, it's just like a bunch of like bubbly goop. Like, it doesn't make like any sense. And so hearing it, it's really cool because it comes across just as how the author wants you to like hear the extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
So that's why I would recommend probably, I mean, if you want to experience the movie like in IMAX, like in the theater, it follows the book really, really closely. Obviously, they had to cut some like big parts out just for plot, but it follows the book like verbatim. So if you just want to interact with the story right away, I would say either go now and like experience it in theater and then listen to the book, or listen to the book. If you don't care about experiencing it like on a big screen or with other people, then listen to the book. I guess I would recommend for sure listening to the book because the book is so good, especially if you liked The Martian. Like, if you saw The Martian and liked the movie, you're gonna like Project Hail Mary, and you're gonna like the book.
Okay.
And then see the movie. So I would recommend both. And we have someone in our Discord who actually is going to go see the movie and then listen to the book. And so I'm really interested to hear what Stainsby thinks of like that direction, just because like during the movie I could fill in so much story because I knew the book, but it's good.
I'm looking for something. I'm currently listening to Lisa Reno's book. But I'm looking for something new because I do the credit a month on Audible, and like I go through phases where I'll consume an epic shit ton and then I kind of dial it back a bit. But I'm looking for something because we're traveling and stuff, and not gonna lie, it's like the greatest thing, like walking to work, because I do have like a fairly long walk to and from work and on the subway and whatever else, and having something to listen to is great. So I have a credit, so I'm gonna get it for one credit.
Yay!
Nice. Buy with one credit, confirm. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I always like a really cool audio experience. That has like, is it like, do they use different voices or is it just one person?
They use They maybe use different people. I don't know, but it sounds different, like, enough.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't sound like I guess there's some characters that sound like the author, but he does a pretty good job. Like, he's not the guy who reads Dungeon Crawler Carl, where it's like the same person, but it sounds like 15 different people are reading the book.
Okay.
It's not like that, but it's also not.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought there's a lot of space math, and I thought that the way that they talked about the space math was really funny because I like the main character. I think the main character is really human, really real, like self-deprecating and just kind of raw. And he's really funny. And so I found him being like, and the way the story unfolds, I just think is really, really good. So I found it really entertaining. I thought it was fantastic because it's such an interesting plot. And I loved how they interacted with the extraterrestrial, and I love the ending. So I just think it's a wonderful, like, if people don't know the story and they're going to go see the movie, I hope that they really take away like this warm-hearted, hopefully like flipping the page on like what extraterrestrial life encounters could be.
Okay, cool.
Like, could be very positive, can be very, educational and like groundbreaking and not like scary or like a death sentence or threatening. Like, it actually can be very like mutual and respectful and really fun and come to like a deep friendship. So yeah, I think it's so great.
All right.
So,
well, it's downloading now while we talk.
Yeah, well, excellent. Yeah, so you have to let me know how it goes.
I will.
Then like a quick update on my knees. Today I just got done with my first of like lubrication injections.
Okay.
So they
greased your knees.
They greased me up. So I actually have two. There's 3 shots every week at the same time. So weekly on Mondays for 3 weeks, I'm gonna go get these shots. And like, it felt so weird to have this like goop be put into my knees. I was like, I feel like Wolverine.
Like, the adamantium is scratching through my bones.
It was so funny.
It is adamantium, right?
Yeah, it is adamantium. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so it was just such a weird sensation. So that's good. And then I'm going to go get a brace fitting tomorrow. Okay. So I'm gonna get a custom brace for my left knee. So it's gonna be really sexy and super, super fashionable.
Do you have to wear it over your clothing?
Yeah, you have to wear it over your. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's going to be custom like made and then custom weight, like custom
formed.
Formed, and then like they're going to put, there's like pressure points and like things. They're going to try to shift my weight to the outside of my knee. And if that works and if that helps, then I may be a good candidate for partial knee replacements.
Okay.
So
interesting.
But like, what a wild, I just did not anticipate this like thing happening in my late 30s of like, you're going to have arthritis. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I just am grateful that like, I kind of was in a bit of a valley of like, oh my gosh, like this sucks. My life is over. And then I think like, I'm just really grateful that like healthcare in the States is crappy, but I live in a state with good healthcare at least. And like, I'm getting help and we're trying a different avenue and hopefully that it works. And I'm on a pretty heavy, anti-inflammatory now. And like, I am feeling better. So it just feels good because just like since August of last year, I was just in so much pain. So like, it's painful. Like arthritis is painful.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Getting old sucks.
Yeah. That's enough of like my
100% don't recommend.
No, 100% do not recommend, but we're on the mend.
Good. All right. Fantasy Critic. In the podcast league, we had one game release. Catherine, you had Crimson Desert. It came in at a critic of 80 points of 10.
My first publish.
Yay! On the board.
On the board.
No bids, no drops. So ranking includes myself in first, Joelle in second, and Kat in third. It really is just because of the games that have released. Though now looking through, there are ones like some counter picks and things like that got blocked because they have been declared not releasing this year. So, might be okay to keep that there and just keep the 0. Who knows?
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep the 0.
On the Community League, we had 3 games released. Also, just an FYI, today as I went to pull these stats and I go through and I use the bot commands to make sure that I can pull it and get all the stuff. And lo and behold, the bot updated and now it will give me exactly the last week's worth of stuff instead of me having to try and figure out what stuff I reported on or not.
That's nice.
Yay, thank you, bot. So yeah, Monday on the 16th, we had the 7 Deadly Sins Origin release. It was on Fred's list. Unfortunately, it needs a OpenCritic link. This uses OpenCritic, not Metacritic. So yeah, waiting on that one. Tuesday, the 17th of March, we had MLB The Show 26 release. That was on Aria Richter's list. Critic of 75, points of 5. I think that's Aria's first one as well. Let me just double check that. But I think it might have been their first release. No, 2 releases. Sorry, I got that wrong. And then Crimson Desert, also Thursday, the 19th, was on Phoenix's list. Critic of 80, points of 10. Bids, nada. Drops, nada. So where do we leave the Community League? We are Phoenix, then Joelle, Jessica Starr, Kat, Darth Stridius, Pat, Aria Richter, myself, Margot, Offshore, NJK, Fred, Stainsby Kingsby, and Ross. And that is Fantasy Critic. Time to talk about what everybody's playing. Catherine, how goes the web slinging?
Pretty good. I didn't play much last weekend. Was very tired, too tired to play a very active video game. But this game throws a lot at you. Yeah, pretty quickly. I continued the story, and they were like, "Oh, you got camouflage," and I was like, "Right, all right, this is also Sparky Boy is also a sneaky boy." Stuff like that. The story unfolded way fast, and I was just like, "Oh God, okay, here we go." My uncle showed up again, and I was like, "Oh shit, shit's going down." Yeah, and then there were like more stuff to collect. I went on a bit of a collectathon to get activity tokens to get a few upgrades because I was getting my ass handed to me, and then I continued the story a bit. But yeah, I am so glad to be playing this game. It is what I like about Marvel. They can be that way to a fault. Is like there's a lot of hope, and it just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
To be like in this time of like Christmas, holiday cheer in New York, and this like young teenage boy is just like having his moment. And Miles is such an upbeat character. And I don't know, it's healing something in my soul. Like I've had a hard winter, so just having this dude being like, yeah, and with his little nerdy friends, like making himself a spider suit and making an app so that he can go save. I saved a second cat. I was like, absolutely. And then somebody in the app was like, I can't find my cat Vector. And I was like, I'm sorry, cyber terrorists trying to stop the mean corporation that's going to use their untested energy source. Somebody lost a kitty, and it's very cute. I'll be right back.
Priorities.
That's right, priorities. Yep.
Exactly.
Joelle, Pocopia, still going?
Yep, still going. I didn't get as much time as I want. Gosh, that game is so fun. And
I know.
I'm getting a little because I'm seeing things and what people are building and where they're at. And I'm still like, I can do that. When can I do that? So there's just.
How far in the story are you?
Where am I? I'm learning. I just learned to make bread.
Okay. Yeah. All
I
right.
just get so.
Yeah.
I get so sidetracked.
You're past halfway.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm just like, look over there. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, I need to build houses. And I can't and then I have gone to the other island and I met Evie and I built a house over there. at the island, like you can name.
Pallet
So
Town.
I've done that. Yeah, so I've done that too, Pallet Town. And then
So I totally forgot about that. And only when I finished the entire thing, and then they were like, Pallet Town. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that spot over there. I didn't cross that. I didn't make a bridge. And then I ended up over there, and I was like, oh my God, there's more. And then you start, did you poke around there and see like some of the things that you can build that you pick up?
Yeah,
some of the very big things.
Yes, I can't build them yet though. But like I picked it up and I was like, oh. So I'm like, well, now I got to start this. And so like I think it's just I can't. I'm like I can't do one thing at a time. So, but I'm excited to continue to play it. And then I don't know. I think my rounds are going to be Pokemon, Pokopia for a hot minute, and then Arc Raiders comes up with an update pretty soon in early April with a new map and new arc, and then Diablo DLC comes out, so I feel like I'm going to be a bit on like the Pokopia and Arc Raiders train still for a little bit, and then the DLC comes up. So yeah, I don't know, like that's just going to be my life, but I will say that this is really fun, and I think that playing this and getting to see all the Pokemon that like you're encountering and seeing, are they pretty typical? I mean, I know Charizard, like I know like those are pretty common, but like
some are ones that like you don't, because there's like 1,000, over 1,000, right? So there are certain ones, like there are some of the big ones, or like the fan favorites from other games that kind of popped off. Yeah, but then there's ones that like I didn't anticipate at all. So so yeah, there's a lot there. But yeah, definitely, I would say most of them are big hardcore fan favorites in some form, right?
Okay, it's just really fun, like to see all the different kinds. And I do think that this game, I haven't finished it yet, but I do think this may be the gateway drug to play other, like the next Pokemon game that comes out. I'm like, okay,
excellent.
I am interested in seeing what this is all about. I don't know if I'm interested in going back and playing like Let's Go Eevee. I don't know. I still might, but I think that this game is fun enough where I don't know. I kind of hope that there's more of this too, because this is fine. I like this way more than I thought I would. So
I'm finished the story as of last week. I said I had finished the story. I'm like, we just talked about now only discovering things. And like as a long-term fan and player of Minecraft, as a long-term player of Stardew Valley and all that kind of stuff, there are things in this, like improvements that have blown my mind that I haven't even realized. Like one of the key building mechanics you only get once. Well, I guess life-changing and making things easier to build.
Yeah.
You only get once you finish the main story. You get it right afterwards. So I'm not going to talk about it too much for you. But
I've seen it.
You've seen okay, so you've seen so there's one method where you take over oh my God, what is the little electric Pokemon with the screws in it called? Magnemite? Magnemite?
Yeah, Magnemite.
Yeah, you transfer them into that. And you can lay bricks and everything and all that kind of stuff as you use it. But the greatest feature is the ability to just replace blocks. Because in Minecraft, if you need to change them, you need to break them and put them back, and it's a pain in the ass and whatever. This one's just like auto replacement, and not one brick at a time. It could be like a group of 4, a group of 6, or just a long one or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Okay,
and
they're like, okay, you're done the story. Now here's all the quality of life for you to go on a fucking building spree.
Right. And when you play the story, you essentially want to get to level 5 in your areas of each area, except for Pallet Town. You don't need to finish the story.
Okay.
So, but you can go up to level 10. But you're like, why go to level 10? And then you realize because it unlocks all the blocks. So I'm like, I've gone through first. The wasteland is at 10. The beach is at 10. The area with the mountains is at 10. So I got to do the sky one, and I got to do Pallet Town. And I'm just making my way through, and I'm powering through, because now I know the tricks to how to get them real happy to max out the comfort level.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, it's just opening it up. And I can't wait, because like I only want to start building when I know all the things that I can play with. right?
Right. Because you don't want to build it and then you get something different. And you're like, oh man, I wish I would have done it with that like resource. So yeah, it is so cool. Like it's so fun. I'm really glad that they created this game. Like I'm really
Agreed.
glad that they did that because I hope that there's more people like me out there who just never like got on the Pokemon bandwagon for like I just missed it as a kid and I just never did it. And now that like I'm here, I just wonder if there's more people like they're out me. Like I want to be like, is anyone else new too? Like, is anyone else? Did anyone else get, is the gateway drug to Pokemon is Pokopia? And I'm just like,
For some people, there was Pokemon Go, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, true. That too. Yeah. Who knows? And it doesn't matter where someone comes in. You're just now going to
I know.
be part of the dark side and just it becomes your personality. And everybody starts getting you Pokemon things because you're just so into it.
I'm almost 40, so I can, in Pokemon's 30, so in 30 more years I can be like, I remember my first Pokemon game was Pokopia.
I mean, we've got adult money now. We can spend it on the things that really matter, right?
While we were walking up Saint Laurent, there was a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
Like usually there's like a restaurant or an art gallery. This weekend it was a Pokemon card event.
Oh, nice.
A collector's trading event.
Oh, my goodness.
Specifically.
Oh, my gosh.
It was, they had put, we just stopped and I was like, you want to get some Pokemon? But I think it was like people had to bring their cards and, they could exchange and stuff. But it was like, it was popping for a Saturday afternoon.
Some of the most wholesome content I see on TikTok, there's this gentleman, I'm going to find his name in a second. There's this gentleman who, he has he goes to shows kind of like cons and stuff and does trading, but he streams it and YouTubes it and all this kind of stuff. And he'll have all these kids come up to him who are super excited and he'll trade with them and people will donate money so he can give good cards and stuff to kids. And he'll come up this one I watched earlier today and she comes up and he's like, what's your favorite Pokemon? She's like, Bulbasaur. So she's looking for the art ones. And she picked out, or he offered to her two really good art illustration cards of Venusaur and Bulbasaur. Because the artwork matches, right? It goes together in a group and makes one big image. So yeah, it's just such freaking wholesome content. Let me just see if I can find it.
And he had somebody, I think from Good Charlotte or whatever, pop up to his table.
Holy cow.
Well, somebody from one of those pop rock punk bands from the 2000. It was either Good Charlotte or Some 41 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
I'm just trying to see if I can find it here now as I scroll through. I'm sure that's the problem with TikTok. I scroll through so many things. I'm like, when did I see that? How long? It was only this evening because I was like, that's really cute. And
I had to take it off my phone because it was I couldn't be trusted with it.
Oh, no?
No, I start scrolling. I don't stop.
It's my escapism.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't. I only have Instagram because that's enough for me. I can't. I cannot handle more than one.
No, see, I'm not on Instagram too much. I think it's because I don't really follow very many people I know, so it's not.
Oh, sure.
I don't because I don't know, because of work and everything. I mean, I have to have all of them, but it's real escapism because it's nobody I know. It's just kind of like TV, right? I'm not following other people's stuff, so I'm not distracted about all that kind of stuff. Also, Instagram lately, the ads. Oh my god!
Oh, the ads are
suggested follows, and I'm like, no, I don't want that.
You have to go to the top and click and go to following. If you click on Instagram, you'll have following and favorites. I just go to the following tab. I cleaned out who I follow. I just kept actual people I know IRL. Maybe a few artists, and of course tattoo artists, because
yes.
And then I just scroll that, and it feels way better than going on the main feed, because then even the stories is every 2 stories I'm just click on a story because I'm like, oh, my boss is in fucking Brazil, I want to see her things, and I go through her stories, and then her stories end, and they're like, here's an ad, buy some pants and buy a bra, and I'm just like, I just wanted to see stories from Brazil from my boss. Fuck.
The ads are. I'm like, The other day, I'm like, should I
repetitive.
keep doing this? Yeah, I'm like, the only Instagram ad purchase that I've done that I think has been mostly successful has been Halara leggings.
I
That's it.
I bought some of their pants recently, and I'm like, oh God, wow. Why?
Yeah,
that's an Instagram buy.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good. But other than that, I'm like, that's about it. I'm like, no, it's crap. I can't do it.
I saw one brand called Octopi Mine, which is like graphic T-shirts. It's a Canadian brand from like I think New Brunswick or Nova Scotia. But everything else is just like Meta glasses or I don't know, a bunch of like underwear companies, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, Mike was shopping for Christmas presents for me, and now all he's getting is the stuff for women. And he's like, my TikTok is he's like, or my Instagram is, the ads are all over the place right now.
That's so funny.
Game on. Ladies, who has the game this week?
Isn't it Joel?
I had it last week, didn't I?
No, I did it last week.
Is it me? Oh, no.
All right. No game on this week. It's fine. We forgot.
No. Shoot.
I double checked because I was like, I'm not after Leah, so I'm after Joel. And Leah.
Oh, no. I'll do it next week.
That's fine. It's fine. So no game on this week. It's fine.
We fucked up.
It's fine.
Oh, no.
All right. Then let's take a wee break and then we'll come back and talk about some news stories. Woo! All right. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Time to talk news of the week. And we knew we were going to find out the fallout from the Krafton and Subnautica 2 devs eventually because it was going to trial. And now we have the answer. Catherine, do you want to bring us through the story?
Yeah, so if you remember, the story so far. Krafton bought Unknown Worlds, makers of Subnautica. In that purchase, there was a deal of a bonus if Subnautica hit a certain target. And then there was a back and forth where they were like, the feedback from the players with the beta or, playtest were not conclusive. The game needed more time. They were going to push it back. And then Unknown Worlds were like, you're just doing this because you don't want to give us our millions of dollars. And then they pushed the management out, and it went to court. And they went to court in, I think it started, I have a timeline on GameIndustry.biz. Like, it started in November 2025, and we got the ruling, like, this week in March. In November, a pre-trial brief of the lawsuit brought on by former Unknown Worlds executive brought up new allegation, including claims that Krafton formed a secret task force to initiate a takeover. The founders also alleged that Krafton tried to persuade them to delay the game based on now abandoned claims that the game was not ready for release. When that failed, Krafton created a secret task force called Project X, whose mandate was simple: either make a deal with the founders on the earnout or execute a takeover of Unknown Worlds, the lawsuit claim. When the founders refused to succeed to Krafton's demand, Krafton pulled the trigger. The filing also claimed that the playtest data from Subnautica 2 showed that the game met players' expectation and that Krafton's own internal expert declared that the planned 2025 release would be the best, and that firing Ted Gill would result in a multi-year development delay. Fast forward to March 16th. The court ruled that Krafton must reinstate former Unknown Worlds CEO Ted Gill and return control of the early access release of Subnautica 2. And a judgment published yesterday, like on March 15th, Vice Chancellor Will of the Delaware Chancery Court ruled in favor of the Unknown Worlds founders, represented by Fortis Advisors LLC. It also extended the deadline for Gill and his team to secure that $250 million bonus to September 15th, 2025. They were like, yeah, you wasted time. Let's move that deadline.
2025, 2026?
2026. Sorry. Okay. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
So they moved it to September 15, 2026. So they can still meet that quote, those KPIs and get that money. The judge claimed Krafton had breached the EPA by terminating the key employees without valid cause and by improperly seizing operational control of Unknown Worlds. The court also deemed the firing of Unknown Worlds' senior team as ineffective to the extent it infringes on Guild's operational control right. As a result, Krafton must return Guild's authority over the early access launch of Subnautica 2 and immediately restore his access to his Steam platform. To remedy these breaches, Fortis is entitled to specific performance, the judgment read. Edward Gill is hereby reinstated as CEO of Unknown Worlds, and his period of operational control will be extended by the time that elapsed between his wrongful termination and his restoration. The July 1st, 2025 board resolution is declared ineffective to the extent it infringes on Gill's operational control right. Krafton's true focus in June 2025 was avoiding its financial exposure. It knew Subnautica 2 was poised to achieve a $250 million earnout, which Krafton CEO Kim viewed as a catastrophic failure. Krafton undertook Project X to either force a deal on the earnout or execute a takeover of the studio. Terminating the founders was one tactic explored and ultimately chosen by Krafton to accomplish its goal. The judgments also addressed claims that the founders secretly downloaded company data, because that's something they added to the lawsuit, apparently. Krafton discovered the data downloads after July 1st terminations, placing it within the after-acquired evidence doctrine, but Krafton's defense still fails. It has not proven that the data downloads constitute an independent basis for termination. In response, Krafton said, while we respectfully disagree with today's ruling, we are evaluating our option as we determine our path forward.
This
next day.
Oh my God, it keeps going!
It keeps going.
Yeah. Next day.
Yeah.
March 17th. Lawyers for Unknown Worlds leadership team accuse Krafton of intentionally leaking a memo containing plans to launch Subnautica 2 into early access in May. So, remember from that previous paragraph I was reading, is that part of what was reinstated to Gill was his control over the early access. So
they done fucked up.
Yeah. Krafton self-servingly announced the launch without any regard to its impact on the game, the team, or the community, let alone this court's opinion. Announcing the release of a game is momentous, and it is typically accompanied by a significant marketing activity, fanfare, community coordination, and most importantly, the announcement is carefully designed to maximize excitement for the game. The entire process was supposed to be driven by Mr. Gill. However, in defiance of the court's opinion, Krafton has now taken that away, further damaging the game and sowing additional confusion amongst the Subnautica community. In response, Krafton said that the message written by former CEO Steve Papoutis was simply celebrating the Unknown Worlds employees' efforts towards a past event, Krafton's pre-opinion determination that Subnautica 2 was ready for early access release. There was nothing improper about conveying the results of the milestone review or thanking the development team for their dedication and talent.
It's just very, very sketch.
Yeah. And, so in another article on GameFile, the CEO is countersuing.
Of course he's countersuing. Do you want to know how they figured out that they were trying to find a way out of this deal?
Yeah.
Yes, the CEO used ChatGPT to ask it how could they get out of it. Yeah, it's on the Guardian's website. Subnautica. Hold on. Subnautica 2's publisher CEO used ChatGPT in failed bid to avoid paying US $250 million bonus to own studio head, court found.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm trying to find if there's just one hook that I could read you. Krafton's chief executive Chen and Kim believed it was a bad deal and felt taken advantage of, according to the ruling. Kim was warned by his legal department that the earnout would still need to be paid even if there was a dismissal with cause of Unknown Worlds leadership, the co-founders Charlie Cleveland, Max McGuire, and chief executive Ted Gill, who's now reinstated. He was also warned it would expose Krafton to lawsuit and reputation risk. Kim then turned to ChatGPT for help. Will said in the ruling. Will, I believe, is the judge. Yeah. ChatGPT initial response that the earnout would be difficult to cancel, but later at ChatGPT's suggestion, Kim formed an internal task force dubbed Project X. So that's where they got that idea.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just lovely?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
just
God.
Using AI hallucination to not pay what you said you would pay because they're making a good fucking game.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I fucking love Subnautica. Subnautica is a phenomenal game.
Yes.
And I really want to support this early access, but I feel a little salty about giving, because Krafton's going to get some of my money during this process, right?
Of course.
But I want to play this game and support this team that got
Mm-hmm.
fucking shafted. And then at least the judge put them straight. But it's going to be, imagine how freaking awkward it is now to do that. Like to work at that company, be stuck in between.
Yeah.
Like
This
nonsense.
This is a nightmare for the founders, right? Who were trying to secure funding and a future for their games and their studio.
Yeah.
And then the actual people like making the fucking game. Can they make the fucking game? Can they get it through the door? And they're just like, it's their like livelihood and their future that hangs in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't know if the founding members, like if they're good, like, you know, in this world of video games, the CEO's a CEO. It's like usually they're bad. Like, let's be honest.
But these are the guys that did the you're talking about like Tim and them.
Yeah.
But the Tim Gill. But the thing is that they made the first game, right? And then they wanted to do more. And the first game did super well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, working conditions, whatever, you don't know. But still, like, it felt like they weren't the problem. The deal was the problem. And sorry, Krafton, you signed the deal. You made that executive decision to put that bonus out there.
Because for me, like Subnautica 2 is, especially with the founding, if the founding members stay there, I think they're part of what made Subnautica 1 great.
Right.
Like it felt like an easy deal. Like it felt like easy money.
Yeah. So two of the founding members, Vince, Chancellor, hold on. Trying to get their names off the top of my head. Two of the founding members are not going back, right? Because they were kind of exiting. Like they had started working on other projects, doing other things. But Tim Gill was very much in the thick of it. And
he's the one who wanted to ship.
And exactly. Because he knew that they were ready. Now, probably some time helped, but I'm guessing the drama also did not help. But yeah, he's at least he's back. The other two are not back.
No, but it's like when you're working on stuff like that, it's like a moving goalpost and a complete change of context all the time, or not knowing who to listen to. Like for your everyday dev, it's just like, so am I closing the Jira or not? You're just kind of like stuck there, and you can just feel like you're gonna get the not the rope, the rug pulled from under you, and then like it's done. So I really feel for the team that's actually making the game, and I mean, kudos to these dudes for not like getting steamrolled by some richer asshole than them.
But they probably didn't know the ramification either, right? Because there's certain things that, but I mean, there's got to be devs there that probably would have been super disappointed that they thought they were going to make this, that were part of that initial deal, right? That the other three founding members were as well, right? Imagine there was a few more that would have been part of that $250 million payout.
Yeah, that $250 million, not just like in Ted's hand. It's just $250 million bonus given to the studio.
For the studio to, give their bonuses out. But I mean, I'm still going to play it. Who am I kidding? I'm happy it's coming in May.
I think you should, because at the end of the day, yes, Krafton is a big company, but Subnautica 2 is still an indie darling. It's just they secured funding for a company that was like, maybe we don't want to give you that money.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know how long that'll make, if the management at Krafton will stick around, because this might be one of those things that not only did you cost us $250 million by signing this deal that you said was shit, you're now costing us the repercussion damages of paying everything out in this legal suit and paying the damages in that, and you made our name sound bad. And now we look like chumps.
Yeah.
Like, he's not sticking around.
Maybe the culture's different in Korea. I feel like in the United States, like, how did Bobby Kotick last that long?
Yeah, but he didn't cost them $250 million in total irreplaceable damage on their brand by setting up this shitstorm.
Yeah, he didn't, like, it's all about the money. It doesn't matter.
He did shitty stuff. Definitely did shitty stuff.
But eventually
the
lawsuits caught up, and he was too expensive, and they had to push him out.
Yeah, because he was too expensive.
Yeah,
if he would have found a way to solve that, it's all money.
Money.
This dude is not about, like, it is about, like, some of the views, but it's also about the money. It's just they have this expensive lawsuit and they still have to pay the bonus. That's why he's going to get ousted. Yeah. Because of money.
Yeah.
No, but also the money damage of the image of the company too, because that's money damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think, like, I don't know. I think if he gets ousted, it's because he was too expensive more than anything else. That's how
he made an expensive fucking mistake.
Yeah, you
did. Yeah.
Or you compound enough mistake that you become the target for a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah,
and then they're just like, "How about you leave the company and you take some of these lawsuits
bye,
with you?"
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. I've got a news story because it was Minecraft Live this weekend. And I know we've been talking a lot about, obviously, Pocopia, and we've talked about Hightail a bit, but the OG is here. Good old Minecraft Live coming at you in 2026 with their spring update. Now, they've now changed kind of their release schedule. They call them drops now. And the cadence seems like they're going to be where they have the Minecraft Live like twice a year, and then they'll do like little drops and then bigger drops as kind of the year goes on. So they did this on Saturday. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even hear about this until I saw some clips on TikTok. I don't know why I didn't know. I didn't see a press release. I didn't see tweets. I didn't see everything. So I'm like really confused why I didn't hear about it in the circles that I kind of fall into, especially my YouTubes. Then maybe it's because I'm not watching many Minecraft YouTubers right now. It's all Pocopia.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk through some of the things they announced because some of the stuff's pretty cool. Minecraft Live is is getting parties and other new multiplayer experiences. This is very much tied to Bedrock because that's challenging when you're on console and mobile, not so hard when you're on PC. We have been seeing in updates that they have been doing and testing stuff out, a lot of things with like baby mobs and stuff like that. So now we're getting the Tiny Takeover update, which is coming really soon. I think March 24th. So tomorrow. Coming tomorrow with all the baby mobs and stuff coming to the game, and with the mechanics for you to be able to keep them in baby form. So if you want to have farms with all these little cute little creatures, you can.
These little chicks are so cute.
They are really cute. This is one that I would love to take a vacation to go see in Buenos Aires, Argentina, if you're down there. You're going to get a real world Minecraft experience called Moonlight Trail, where you're essentially out in a park or the woods experiencing a Minecraft adventure that's all themed. How cool is that?
That is cool.
So that's happening in May. So if anybody is in Buenos Aires, please let us know how that goes. They're also opening bringing Minecraft Worlds to a theme park in London in 2027. So London, England, which is really cool. They're calling it Minecraft Worlds. And yeah, it's going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like Super Mario World inside. It's called Mojang has partnered with Merlin Entertainment and to finally build an all-encompassing theme park called Minecraft Worlds, featuring everything creepers and TNT blocks to villager merch shop and roller coaster, concept art for location teases, plenty of Minecraft themed experiences to enjoy when it opens its door in Chessington World of Adventures in London in 2027. So, Stacey Kingsby, you'll have to let us know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
We got our new drop that is coming later in the year, probably one of the bigger ones that they've done in the past little while. It's called Chaos Cubed. It's going to add a new cave biome, the Sulfur Caves, with new blocks, sulfur, and I'm trying to remember what the other one's called. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But there's one orange block and one yellow block, and they're adding, like in the sulfur caves in the water, one of the blocks, if you put it under the water, because they do this with like soul sand, where it'll create bubbles so that you can breathe and also pushes you to the surface. Or if you put magma ones on the ground, it'll suck you down. These ones, when you put them in the water, create poisonous gas, and it'll get you like all loopy. So that's going to be really interesting.
That is funny.
But the big news that came out is finally confirmation that we're getting Minecraft Dungeons 2. It's real. It's coming this fall. So it was like a Diablo-like spinoff and is getting a proper sequel. And yeah, the way that they've shown it off, because we've been looking at one of the biomes that they added a few years back was in the Deep Dark. There's been this like portal-like thing that we've been like looking at for the longest time that we're like, hey, that could be something. There's going to be something connected to that in Minecraft Dungeons 2. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I enjoyed Minecraft Dungeons. And yeah, I think this is going to be great. It's always nice to have more Minecraft. Game just keeps on giving.
There's never going to be not more Minecraft.
I know.
There's always going to be
it's
more.
Endless. It's endless.
And I love that.
It's great. I think that's so wonderful and creative. I don't know.
It's one of those games that like all my friends who are parents with young kids trying to get into games, they're just like, is there something besides Minecraft? I'm like, no, just
Roblox is danger, so don't go
exactly.
there.
I'm like, parental control the fuck out of it.
Get
them into Minecraft.
Yeah.
Children yearn for the mines.
Yeah. Let them be creative as much as they can and hang out with their friends. The last story on our list today, and it's mostly, I think we're here for the memes. The DLSS5 drama. So a little bit of history on this. Let me just make sure I got my news story open. NVIDIA does all these, cool, press demos showing off all the new tech that they're building into their graphics cards, things they can do for games, that kind of stuff. And lo and behold, DLSS5 is supposed to be the new greatest, biggest thing since sliced bread. And technically what it's supposed to do is like upscale. It's an AI upscaling technology for graphics cards, so that they can look, the image that you see on screen can look as good as possible. And for atmospheric upscaling and objects and things like that, lighting and that jazz, it actually looks pretty fucking fly. It's impressive. Textures look great. Lighting on objects look great. When it comes to people, that's a whole other can of worms. Not that it looks bad. It's that it looks too good, too hyper stylized, too changing too much about characters that were designed a specific way and changing them just enough that you can see that it was done with
a
filter or not what the devs had originally intended.
My favorite example was they tested it with Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. Where they paid for, by the way, and recreated Harrison Ford in game.
Mm-hmm.
And that filter fucking yassified him and changed like his jawline and made the actor, you couldn't recognize the actor. You could see it's kind of Indiana Jones. You're like, oh yeah, that's like non-copyright infringement Indiana Jones. But they paid to have Harrison Ford. So I was like, yo, already there. And I was like, so maybe you should think about your thing.
So NVIDIA showed off a demo of the tech on games like Capcom's Resident Evil Requiem, Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed, and Bethesda's Starfield. They had some speaking parts from some of the big wigs at those companies. Capcom's Resident Evil Requiem, it just came out. It looks gorgeous. The upscaling, when you look at the main lead character that they had done up, when you look at her clothing, the fabrics, her hair, that looks super impressive and prime use of it. When you look at her face, though, Kat's term, the yassifying, is definitely the easiest way to explain this because they changed her jawline. They changed her lips. They gave her makeup. They changed her eyes, her eyebrow shape. It's so weird to make that much of a judgment in the AI to be like, yeah, this person doesn't look good. Here's how to make them better based on AI trends that it's learned. And goddamn, did it get it wrong. They also showed it off on some Hogwarts Legacy footage. They had a shot of a character, an older woman, wizard, and the shot is where she's kind of standing there, see her kind of full face, whatever, as she's using her wand. And the AI tool gave her more wrinkles and made her look older. It's like, why make these choices? And they have kind of backpedaled a little bit, saying that, developers can use these tools as they see fit, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's a good idea to kind of glam up, use essentially a TikTok makeup filter on some characters when part of it is that they're not, they're supposed to look like real people, not fakeness.
It had two modes, right? It had, this person's ugly, or they had porn star. No in between.
Yeah.
And that's why it sat wrong with me. I was like, yo, they're looking like celebrities, but they're not like, they're specifically looking like, like Instagram baddies, TikTok baddies and porn star. Like, honestly, a lot of the makeup trends that we're using, I was like, did you just scrape OnlyFans and stick it in your AI? Honestly, it's like the lack of diversity or the lack of range, I should say.
Yeah, Kat, you were also talking about the amount of computing power needed to be able to do this.
This demo was using two of the highest end GTX. Like, I think their 5090s are the top ones, but they had two of them. One for the game, one for the AI.
Because we can all definitely afford that.
Yeah, how is that realistic?
It's not. It's awful.
I mean, well, that's to run the thing in real time. So, like, when they're like, the devs can use it, I'm like, yeah, but is it supposed to be run in real time, or is it something that we use to over our game and then render it? Like, we have a version of DLSS in For Honor. Like, at one point, we implemented a bunch of these like algorithm and stuff like that, depending on PC, like if you're on a special graphics card. And I think we might have done some for Xbox as well, Xbox Series X, but you can go in the graphic settings and check a DL something box. It never was that intrusive on the game graphics, and it was done if you had a certain range of graphics card, of recent graphics card, but you just needed the one.
Right. And I think that it would have been more of a show off if this was something that you could have a practical application in today's thing. But if you think that it seems like a lot of work and all just on NVIDIA alone, right?
And by the way, these don't work out of the box, by the way. It's not like you have an NVIDIA card, you can turn it on. Like, the devs need to integrate
of course,
it in their games, because every game has a different rendering engine and how they render and how they handle stuff. And, we have to make concessions about how we render the world depending if you're like a multiplayer PvP game or a single player open world. And are you in the open world? Are you in a cinematic? And all of that is very complex polygonal math. And not every game, even if they're in the same engine, like not every Unreal 5 game renders their world the same. So, and they're like, yeah, devs are going to use it. They have to put it in the game. You need 3D programmers to sit down and put it in the game. So it's not something that's just like going over a game. So this has to be a choice.
And probably an expensive choice to integrate too. One gift, though, that this gave us is the memes.
Oh, God.
The
DLSS off and on memes.
Oh, my God. If you are not a member of the Girls on Games Discord channel, might I tell you, encourage you to come hang with us at discord.me/girlsongames, because in our very aptly named Meme and Love channel is a plethora of these fantastic DLSS5 memes. We have everything from we've got the one with you just talked about, Kat, the Indiana Jones one. Yeah. We've got one straight from the folks who developed Cult of the Lamb that is absolutely epic. We've got one, Kat, that you posted that showed Kratos from God of War, and then that's the one that we got in the last God of War, and then the on version is the new live action photo that we got not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's so good. We got a picture of a tree with a DLSS5 off, and then the Great Deco Tree when it is a DLSS5 on, which is fantastic. We got Pac-Man before and after. Pac-Man after has a little bit of stubble on the chin and fully rendered lips and is creepy AF.
But it still has like that very like pie chart open mouth. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. It's very weird. And I would say my favorite is probably one that Darth Stridius added to the chat, where off was Yoshi from Super Mario World, where he is all pixelated, and the upresed one for DLSS5 is, I think, the Yoshi from the old Super Mario movie, like the live action one back from the 90s that will give you nightmares. Will give you nightmares. Yeah. Look, at least we can take lemons and make it lemonade, all right?
Listen, there's all of these, like I said, we have a DLS version, like a lot of games have like these algorithm to help with upscaling, but also just rendering the game better on the graphics card. I think this one has potential. I just think they overstepped in terms of artistic freedom, but also like hardware requirements.
Yeah.
In this day and age of AI data centers stealing all the hardware so that you could make your little like AI filters to put over the games. Like people won't have the hardware to run your AI because you took it to put it in the data center to make your AI. And I'm just like, are you not seeing how like this is not going to, how it's not sustainable, how it's not going to work? You can't take all the RAM.
You can't take
the
all the
graphics
RAM.
card and be like, use our tools. I'm like, I can't get a computer that runs.
You need $10,000 to buy my computer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just so I can look at AI manufactured lips and hair.
Definitely.
And
So you can play Yassified Starfield.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Yep. Well, like I said, lemons and lemonade. And with that, let's close out this podcast for the week. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned this episode, because we have a few that we covered and good reads there. If you have the power to rate and review our podcast where you're consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It pushes us up in the rankings. Discovery happens for new listeners, and any comments you leave help us build our show. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle, for being on the podcast this week. As always, I'd like you to shout out your social media handles so people can follow you anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, would you like to go first, please?
Yes. You can find me. I am CSDSBINS on Instagram and Blue Sky. Those are the two ones I'm only keeping active right now. But I like to shitpost the DLSS5 memes in the Girls on Games Discord, so come say hi.
Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87, on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren, but always catching up on all the memes on the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hello.
And I'm Leah Jewer on most social media platforms, but of course you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games, no that in there, on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games for all your meme love. But of course, if you ever need to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's another lovely week in video games. And, yeah, Pokopia. It's still happening, right? We're not changing. Not yet.
Hell no.
Not yet. All right. Till next week, folks. Have fun. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.